Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Women in AI at Code with Eve. It feels so good to be here with you again. This series is all about shining a light on the many different ways women find their place in tech and AI, the unexpected turns, the brave decisions, the mentors who will lift us up, and the moments that may change everything. These sessions are for all of you, whether you're already building with AI, just starting to explore, or simply wondering what the future of technology and inclusion might look like. My hope is that each story we hear helps you see new possibilities in your own path as well. Today's guest has a journey that crosses countries, careers, and a whole lot of resilience. She is a principal engineer, a community builder, and someone who has navigated immigration, career shifts, and the very fast moving world of AI with incredible strength. I am Eve, a Microsoft AI MVP, and I would like to invite you to join me in welcoming Veronika Kolesnikova.
Hi, Eve. So good to see you.
It's so good to see you too. It's been ages since we met in person last time.
For sure. Yeah. We
When
need
has
to
that
meet again soon.
when has that been? Was it an MVP summit a few years ago, right?
Yeah, probably a couple of years ago at the summit. But, we are always chatting online. I'm following your success and you following whatever I'm doing online. So
Well,
it's
your
really
success as well.
nice. Yeah, so I feel like we're always connected, although we are miles and miles apart.
Yes, yes. Yes, because you are currently, where are you now currently?
Oh, I actually just moved about 2 months ago. I moved to Miami,
Wow.
and I'm still settling in. You see, it's a little weird setup for now, but I'm working on on making it better. So I moved from Boston. It's a big change, but I'm excited.
Yeah, it sounds like that. We will talk about it a little more, but let's start from the beginning. I want to know what was the first time or what was the first thing that actually sparked your interest in technology?
Oh, that's a good question. So we start back in the days. I think my father was maybe the first spark of that idea in my head of technology. He was a software engineer, and I was always looking at him sitting at his computer and doing some cool things. And then
Mm.
he was the one who actually brought the first computer to our house. And then on top of that, if we move forward, I was always obsessed with math. In school, I really enjoyed it. So when I was about to finish my high school and go to college back in Russia. I was debating between going to study math, but at the same time, I wanted to have something more practical,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided to study computer science, but it was a dual degree. It was economics and computer science. So I still had some wiggle room there. But at some point, actually, after probably my first internship in college, I realized that economics wasn't something that I was really passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't working for me. So I was um, full forward with computer science. I still got dual degree in the end, but I never worked in economics or did anything with it.
All right. And because of your mathematical background, I assume it was much easier to get into the AI stage as well.
Yes and no. So I never thought about AI actually. Back in the days, it wasn't that popular. I mean, machine learning was like data science and machine learning was
Mm.
obviously a big thing back then. But I never thought about it. Actually, it's a funny story. We had a class in my college about machine learning. in some way and capacity, and I wasn't really paying attention to it that much. So
Okay.
collaborating with my friends, and they were doing a lot of stuff, helping me out there. So it wasn't something that sparked my interest right away. It actually took years and years for me to get to AI and machine learning. And still, I don't feel like I'm a data scientist. Obviously, I've never done anything with data science. Never took any data science courses. I read some books on machine learning. I tried a lot of things, but I am a developer first. And then on top of that, I am an AI enthusiast.
Hmm. Okay, that's still interesting because I am also interested in was there a moment when AI started becoming more than just another tech topic for you? Like when it really became part of your life?
Yeah, I actually, I was before I joined the live stream, we were chatting a little bit, and I told you that yesterday I was rewatching your interview with Ivana, which was really great, and Ivana is my good friend, and I also feel like we connected online really well, and although we met in person just once, but I feel like she's my friend in the community. So she was talking about cognitive services, and I think for me, also cognitive services gave me that push when I realized that as a software engineer, I didn't need to have deep knowledge in data science or deep knowledge in machine learning. I don't need to go back to school and start study all that. I can just use some of those services and still continue being an engineer first, but use some of the benefits of AI and machine learning through the services. So that was my first idea. I played with those services. I brought them to my employer at the time, and we did some experimentation there. It worked really well, and a lot of people got excited, and that's when I started learning more how it actually works behind the scenes, and how machine learning works in general. So that was my starting point. It was so easy to actually use it that it got me excited, and I got everyone else excited, and then we created some projects for my employer, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah, excitement is real about and around AI for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, you mentioned that you grew up in Russia and then you eventually moved to the US. And I want to ask, what made you feel that the US was the right place for you?
Um, I never thought if it was the right or wrong place. I just wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to see how it works to live by myself abroad. Actually, in Russia, it's culturally normal to, especially for girls, to stay with their parents up until they get married. And so I was living with my parents
Mm.
after I finished college, and I just wanted to see how it works, how it is to live just by myself.
Hmm.
And US probably my first choice, because before a couple of years before I finished my college, I went to the US and I did that work and travel program. It was 2 summers. I did that. I went to Boston both times. Then I was working for a restaurant, and it was another a clothing store. So it was unqualified work, but it was so much fun. And so yeah, I really enjoyed my time here, and I really enjoyed Boston. But at the same time, I decided to go back and finish my school. And then after that, and when I finished school and I started working, like, let me try how and see how business works there, how technology works there. I know that US is really forward with innovation and progress, and a lot of tech stuff is happening here. So I just decided to check it out. And basically, it was just for a year initially. And then after that year, I'm like, you know what? I'm having good time here. I'm learning a lot. I got a lot of experience the first year. I was working here. It was a practical training program. And I realized that I actually needed to get American education. And I went back to school and got my master's here. And that was really beneficial for me. So I understood not just how the technology is working from the business perspective during my practical training, but also I went to school and got my master's. So I also saw how it works from academic perspective, what people learn here, how school works here. So that was really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that actually. I like the vibe in the US as well. But I think it depends on the person. I think to live there, it's maybe not for me though.
Yeah, and it's okay. We all have our places,
Yes.
and
Yes.
obviously it's not perfect. No place is perfect, but
No.
it works for me.
And it's so good when you find a place that is so good for you. Yeah. And your early career included QA, software development, and consulting as well. Am I right?
Yes.
And
Um,
how? Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I started my career as a quality assurance engineer after I graduated from my college in Russia. And actually, in Russia, there was when I was studying there, it was a different system. I think now they changed it back. I don't know what's going on, honestly. I'm not following there right now. But when I was in college there, we didn't have bachelor and masters. It was a professional, so it was a 5-year course. So after I finished my 5-year course, got that professional degree, I started working as a quality assurance engineer. Actually, another fun fact, it was an American company from with headquarters in Massachusetts. So a lot of ties with
Nice.
Massachusetts there. Maybe that's why I spent 12 years in Massachusetts before moving here. Anyways, yeah, I was working as a QA engineer there, and then I switched to another company back in Russia, and there I was combining two roles. I was senior QA engineer. I was setting up the whole QA suite and the processes and everything for the company, and in return, on top of the money, obviously, they were teaching me about software development. Obviously, I learned it in school, but I didn't. I was probably lacking that industry knowledge, and that was a consulting company with ties to UK. So we had all kinds of projects there, and then I was basically junior software engineer and then senior QA engineer at the same time, which was fun, but maybe a lot. But I really appreciate the team back in Russia that they taught me a lot of things, mostly men there.
Yeah.
So there were
That's
ups
how
and
it is.
downs. But then we got another woman developer, and we're still friends with her. She is in Europe now, but it was really fun time right after college. And then I was working for a consulting company here in the US as well. So I went when I came when I came here. I was doing that practical development program, practical training in Michigan, and then I went to grad school in Massachusetts. And then I started working for University of Massachusetts Medical School. And after the medical school, I went back to consulting, but the consulting was really hardcore there. It was
Yeah.
basically, yeah, 24/7. You need to be up. Really, really, really stressful, honestly.
Yeah.
When you're on a project, you just working all the time. When you are
Hmm.
not on a project, you are stressing. Are you gonna fire me? What's going on
Yeah.
here? So it was very, very stressful. But at the same time, I learned a lot, since I was working with all kinds of projects, all kinds of people, all kinds of teams. Also, on top of that, it wasn't a fun consulting company, or like it wasn't up to the company. It wasn't the fun situation there. It's not that I was. Oh, I always tell people that I work for a consulting agency, and they're always getting so excited about it. They're
Hmm.
like, "Oh yeah, you were traveling the world." No, I wasn't traveling the
Yeah, it's
world.
not like that much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe it would be. Maybe I would stay there longer if that was the case. But no,
Yeah.
the engineering team wasn't traveling. It was only up to directors and project managers to actually travel and go to client side.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
developers, we were just staying in the office in Boston. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, but at least I don't know about you, but for me, when I was a consultant also, I was always allowed to go to this MVP summit, wants to build as well, and some different conferences. So at least in my case, at least, I was very much encouraged to do this kind of travels for learning kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually sent me. My first build was with that consulting agency.
Yeah.
They sent a couple of people, so that was very exciting for me. Uh, First build in Seattle was very, very nice, and I still have good good memories about it.
Yeah, like magical event, really. Everyone should go there once at least. And yeah, today you work in insurance, right?
Yes.
And not just working, you were also promoted to principal engineer recently, well, in November, which for me is recently. So, congratulations again.
Yeah.
And I would like to hear from you about what does your role look like today? Like, what are your daily tasks and how do you use AI for your daily tasks?
Yes, thank you. I am a principal AI engineer right now. I'm working for Liberty Mutual here in the US.
Mm.
The headquarters is in Boston, so I was in working from in the headquarters, and now I'm working mostly remotely. And yeah, so I think it is a little tricky with me being maybe one of the first AI engineers in the company. They're still trying to figure out what they expect out
Mhm.
of me and what my role is. A lot of maybe a big part of my role is actually education.
Yeah.
AI is everywhere, but since it's a big company, there are lots of challenges to get people on board, to make sure that they know what's available, what they can use, how they can approach it. For probably you and I, it is natural. Once we see something AI, we all know how it works. We quickly understand what's going on there. But for a lot of people, it's a challenge. They don't know how to approach it, and then since they feel like they don't know where to start, they just don't start.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of my work is around education, showing people how to start, what to do, how to use AI for development. We are
Mhm.
using GitHub Copilot a lot, so different options there, using CLI, using chat, integrating with different IDEs, and using Copilot for PRs and things like that. But also in general, I am helping also to integrate AI into development process. I work with developers on a daily basis. It's not just an educational role, but also trying to integrate it myself, working with other people, and seeing where AI actually fits in that development pipeline, what tools we can use, experimenting with those tools, picking the right ones for different approaches. So it's a lot of work all around, but at the same time, as I mentioned before, we are still figuring out what exactly this role should entail.
Yeah, but it sounds a lot like AI enablement kind of things. Yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah, that's something that is very very much needed nowadays for the big companies as well as for the small ones. And do you see the AI transformation come to the organization at some point soon?
yes, I think we right now in a process of transformation.
Hmm.
But again, the company is huge. There
Yeah,
are
the same for that.
so many different parts, and I think my work is only touching a small part of it. And it's an insurance company, so technology is not the product there. And I am working with tech, but also we have the whole main suite of people who are insurance specialists.
Hmm.
And I'm sure that AI is playing a role for them as well. I don't know that side of that side of company, but I assume that AI is touching all parts of the business, and I am only working with a small part of it.
Yeah, okay, I see, I see. And I would like to talk about something that is related to some meetups and tech events because I think, and I'm not sure if you're also on that opinion, but I do believe that many young people who would like to get started in tech or would like to learn more or would like to get better or excuse me, or get deeper into these areas, then it's a good idea to start attending these. What do you think about these?
Yes, and I'm glad you brought it up. And I think people like you, they actually promoting AI and promoting opportunities for women developers, for women in AI and in machine learning, and showing women and not just women, everyone actually, how to be successful, how to present, how to run events. And I really appreciate you for doing that. It is very exciting and it's really, really needed. We need more people like that for sure. And then, yeah, going to more people. Yes, if you need mentorship in any kind, if you're watching this and you need mentorship, if you're thinking about public speaking, if you're thinking about joining your local user group, please let me know. I am always open to mentoring, especially new female speakers. But I am I'm willing to help new speakers. We're always trying to bring new members to our community. So when I was in Boston, uh, I'm still running the Boston Azure AI user group, helping them out mostly remotely right now. I will be there for some events in person. But other than that, yeah, we still have Bill Wilder and Jason Haley there. They are amazing. They helped me to become a better speaker, to join the community, and we always have open doors for new speakers. We always encourage new people to join the community, to give lightning talks. We happy to mentor. We running some events as well. So if you want to speak at the event, we always have CFPs. But yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We do need more new speakers. We want to promote the technology. We want to promote the sense of the community and just keep the doors open for everyone.
Yes. And we need to mention that just because you haven't had the chance yet to try yourself in these kind of situations, you shouldn't be worried. All of us had to start somewhere. Just like myself, if I know correctly, and I love that story around you, how you started freaking out before your first public speaking, and then ended up being nominated as a Microsoft AI Most Valuable Professional. Tell us everything about this story, please.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I love that story too. I can can talk about it for hours. But yeah, no, when I was working for UMass Medical School, and I was out of my grad school for a couple of years, at that point, I was looking for new opportunities, new jobs in the industry. Just wanted to try something new. And I started going to local meetups in Boston and seeing who I can network with, how I can connect with people, who I need to actually give my resume to, how it works in the industry, because it's very hard to be noticed just by trying to figure out, like, sending your resumes online and trying to connect with people online. So I think in person works better, and that's why I decided back then to go to meetups and actually meet with people and talk to them, especially as an immigrant. I know you brought this topic up earlier, but yeah, as an immigrant, it was extra challenging for me to find something new. And at one of the meetups, I was just sitting. I was I was running late because I was living pretty far from Boston back then, and I got stuck in traffic and I was late. So it was just
Wow.
destiny, I guess. When I came in, there was a spot next to a guy, and I just grabbed it and I sat down. And then at some point, we just started talking. And then turned out he was working for Microsoft. And it was James Sturtevant. He's still working for Microsoft. I just saw him at the summit a couple of weeks ago. So now we see each other once a year because he moved to Redmond. Microsoft actually moved him to Redmond. But we are still keeping in touch. But back then, so I told him everything. I'm like, you know what? I am looking for a job. I'm trying to get my best foot forward. I'm trying to find something cool and new. And then he actually told me his story that when he was looking for a job. He started public speaking, going to all those meetups, and then a recruiter from Microsoft noticed him, and then he went through the interviews, and then he got hired by Microsoft. And that story really inspired me, and he's like, okay, now your turn. You can do it. And I'm like, no, I don't think I can do it. It sounds really cool, and I would love to do it, but it's not something that I probably can do because I don't know. I'm not a public speaker, especially back then. I was shy. I'm still, yeah, I'm still an introvert,
Still? Yeah.
but back then I was extra introverted, I guess. Yeah, I'm like, no, it's not gonna work for me. That is not something that I can do. And then on top of that, English is not my first language. So I'm like, what if people judge me? Or what if I say something wrong? I
Yeah.
put all that extra pressure on myself that I need to be perfect all the all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he started actually mentoring me. He's like, just do one presentation. Is there something that excites you? Just tell people. It can be a quick, maybe 30 minutes talk or something like that. Whatever you feel
Mhm.
comfortable with. was like, okay, yeah, well, what am I gonna lose? I can try that. And I really wanted to get a job. And then his story really inspired me. I'm like, okay, maybe I should try it. And then I was preparing a talk. He was helping me out. And then later on, Bill Wilder joined, and he was also helping me out because I was set to give a talk at Boston Azure. So now it's a Boston Azure AI user group.
Yeah.
But before, a couple of years, several years ago, actually, it was just Boston Azure user group. So Bill Wilder was also helping me, and then everyone was trying to hype me up. And maybe a day before the meetup, I'm like, you know what? I am not ready. I can't do that. It is no. It's a no. I'm not doing it. So I basically freaked out and I decided not to do it. And then James actually came back to me and he's like, you know what? Just do it once. And if you absolutely hate it, you don't have to do it ever again. I was like, okay, I can do it once. And actually, after I did it, I was so excited, and people were so positive and welcoming, and they were asking questions, and I was able to answer those questions. I think I
Yeah.
was over prepared at that point. So I
Um,
really enjoyed it, and that's how I started public speaking. And then I joined the Boston Azure user group as a co-organizer eventually. Yeah.
wow, that's quite a story, and I totally can relate. It happens with everyone, really. I think. I mean, I'm still scared or like nervous very much all the time before public speaking. So that's just
Yeah. Are
how
you
it is.
running any user groups now? I know you
So
organized in a couple of events in Europe, right?
I am supporting global AI community in Copenhagen and in Hungary as well, actually. So that's what we are looking into now. And I also went back to stage last week, which was also very
Oh,
scary, but that was fun. Yes,
congrats.
thanks. And you had a conference also in Las Vegas. What was the
Yes.
name of it? I can't remember the name.
It was the VS Live.
That, yeah, the VS Live. And you were chosen as a speaker there, right? You were just told that, okay, we want you to speak there. So what was going through your mind when this happened? And the day
Oh,
before the talk there, or like the moments before the talk?
yeah, I couldn't believe it actually. That was crazy. It was before actually I got my MVP award for the first time. It was in March of 2019. It was in March of 2019, and I got my award in May of 2019. And yeah, so I wasn't an MVP. I wasn't a famous public speaker. I was no one back then. I was just doing local events and local presentations. And then actually, me and my former colleague from UMass Medical School, we just decided to submit our talks to VS Live. I actually don't remember who found VS Live. Maybe we just saw it online somewhere. I don't remember the
Yeah.
full story. It was a long time ago. But anyways, yeah, so we just decided to submit the talks, and then the talks got accepted, and we were supposed to go to Vegas for VS Live, and that was my first big conference. It wasn't without challenges, so actually my colleague ended up not going, and I went just by myself. It was a snowstorm in
Okay.
Boston, and I couldn't leave. Nothing was flying out, and I was so dedicated. I'm like, it's my first big conference. I need to be there no matter what. And
Yeah.
we tried everything. I'm like, okay, nothing is flying out of Boston. Maybe we can, my colleague was actually, maybe we can drive to New York and then fly from New York. But
Wow.
apparently there were lots of cancellations from New York as well. And then I'm like, oh, maybe we shouldn't drive because it's snowing really bad. Let's take a train to New York and then fly from there. And then, yeah, it was too complicated. At some point, he's like, okay, I am not doing it. I am out. Unfortunately, the weather is bad. There is no way I can get there. But I was really dedicated. So I missed my one of the talks. There was supposed to be two talks. One of them I missed. I felt horrible, but at the same time, I made it to the second talk and I
Yay.
presented it. So yeah, now I have another good story.
Wow. You have a lot of good stories, actually.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Before we move on, I would like you to. This is now a place for advertisement. Any new events coming up in Boston or in Miami, for that matter?
Yeah, so in Miami, I am actually partnering with Noelle Russell. She's amazing. She lives here, and I think you're planning to connect with her as well.
Maybe.
We, I'm spilling some secrets here. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, so we are partnering with her in the global AI community, and we'll be organizing the Asian camp
Mhm.
here in Miami and in Orlando. I'm helping with organization. I might be speaking at the Miami one, but we'll see. We got lots of great submissions. The call for papers is still open.
Mhm.
So if someone is interested, the call for papers is still open. I think it's open. It's going to be open until May 10th or something like that. So yeah, there's still time. I don't think I will be in person in Orlando. It's just a little far for me.
Mhm.
But at some point I'll make it there and I'll make it to Orlando. But at the same time, I am also helping out with Boston events. I am still a co-organizer of the Boston Azure AI community. So we are also partnering with the global AI community there, and we are planning to have Asian camp there as well.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we don't have a solid plan right now. We are just in talks, but we'll have more events there. And then we usually what we do around Build and Ignite, we just do virtual events, virtual discussions. So I will definitely be there. I'm
Mhm.
sure we'll do it again after Build to discuss all the announcements and innovations and what people liked and what people didn't like, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds very
um,
interesting as well. Mhm.
yeah,
Okay.
so that's the plan.
That sounds like a big plan already. And okay, so your journey shows so clearly how community, mentorship, and opportunity can change someone's entire life. But of course, even with all of that, the reality of being a woman in tech might bring some challenges. And I'd love to discuss some of that part of your story too. Because you have shared when we had some chat together that you were sometimes interrupted or ignored early in your career. So, how did you learn to navigate those situations?
Yeah, it's always hard. You never know. There are so many different challenges. I think there are challenges for everyone, but since women and tech are in minority, we have additional challenges on top of that. And I know that a lot of women, they're perfectionists, and we want everything to be perfect. So we put extra, no, we put extra pressure on ourselves as well. And yeah, I did have, unfortunately, a couple of issues um, uh, during my presentations. Yeah, sometimes I'm always open for questions. I want people to ask questions. Doesn't mean that I know everything. I realized it later on. So when I started public speaking, I wanted to know everything, every little detail before going on stage. Then at some point, I realized that it's just not possible to know everything. And especially now with AI moving forward so fast, it's just, yeah, it's impossible. But yeah, nonetheless, I am always welcoming questions. I want to know what people are interested in. And sometimes it is really valuable to hear those questions and then maybe go back and learn more or talk to people who are attending the talk later on after the session. But yeah, in those interruptions, sometimes someone asks a question, and then it happened to me that people from the audience started answering questions, and
Okay.
then they started the whole conversation between themselves and ignored me completely.
Wow.
Which was not a great experience, and I had it a couple of times. I don't know. I don't know the right way to manage it. Obviously, when I was a new speaker, it was very frustrating. I didn't know how to bring the conversation back. Now I just feel like I have the mic, so I can be louder and bring the conversation back to the
Yeah.
to my presentation. But still, I feel like even now, if something like that happens, or in a lot of situation, maybe I talk about responsible AI, and then people have their strong opinions that they really want to voice during my talk, which is really frustrating too. Yeah, I guess it depends. I don't have maybe the right approach how to manage it.
Mm.
Yeah, but that happens.
Yeah, and that is exactly what often happens with women and girls, that they don't have a good answer to how to handle these kind of situations. Do you maybe have any advice to those who might feel unheard or underestimated in technical spaces, or in any space for that matter, that you would say to our viewers and listeners?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have a really Russian advice. just just power through it. Yeah, I think that's a really Russian way of doing things. Yeah, you have the goal and you move forward and you see the goal, and yeah, that's what that's what you do. Don't try not to um, make it so painful for you. Don't overthink. Actually, that's a good advice for myself. I'm always overthinking. So don't overthink. Some people, they are doing all those things to you not because they hate you and not because they want to be mean to you or you do something wrong. It just because they maybe had a bad day or maybe they don't know how to behave, and it's not on you, it's on them in a lot of cases. And I keep reminding myself about that, and I want everyone else to remember that.
I think it's actually good advice. I do think so. And it really shows some of the strength that you had while you were walking your own path as well, right? Okay, I'd like to zoom out for a moment and look at the journey, or your journey, from another angle, like looking back at everything what you have been through so far. What are you most proud of?
Oh, um, a lot of things actually.
That's
Last
good.
year, I decided to um, do a review for myself, just what I accomplished, because it's really easy to overlook all the achievements, and I tend to do that a lot. I am achieving something, and then I'm happy for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, now it's time to move to the next one, and I never sit and I appreciate how much I grew, how much my life changed in a good way, and how much I achieved. So now every year around New Year's, I'm thinking about my year and do little year in review for myself. And I think I'm really proud to speak in front of people, to become a Microsoft MVP and be able to join that amazing community. I remember I heard about MVP community back when I was in college in Russia. And that was for me something magical, and only the best people in the world. And I wasn't even thinking about doing something like that ever. I'm like, I'm just a developer. I can't be that good. I can Yeah. So I heard about it, but I couldn't even think about being an MVP at some point in my life. And so when
Yeah.
I became an MVP, it was something magical. And every year when I get renewed, I am excited. It's a stressful process to be renewed, but once I'm renewed, I am excited and grateful, and I'm happy that it helps me to bring knowledge to the community, to speak to people from all over the world, and to share knowledge, learn from others, get connected with amazing people, like you, for example, who
Yes.
again lives
Of course.
really far away, but I feel
Yeah.
connected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there something that you wish more people understood about AI right now that you feel is missing today from the understanding of
Yeah.
people?
Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of extremes. A lot of people think that AI is just a magic box.
Yeah.
You're gonna throw something at there, and then it will become better and nicer and it's gonna work perfectly and stuff like that. And then other extreme is people are saying that, oh, AI is gonna steal my job, so I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna support it. So I do want those two completely opposite camps to meet each other in the middle. That would be ideal. AI is not magic. It is, when I was talking about machine learning and machine learning models, I was usually saying that it's garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a very important part of it for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the same thing, just on a bigger scale, I guess,
Yes.
with generative AI. And then, yeah, there is no way to fight generative AI. AI is already here, and it's in everyday's life. It's in development. It's in all the industries. So, yeah, there is no point of fighting it.
Yeah, and what excites you most about the future of AI or what it might bring to our or the humanity's future? I can put it that way.
Yeah, I hope people use AI in responsible way, and AI is gonna be of support for humanity and not be pointed against humanity. So that's a big topic that no one knows what's gonna happen. There are lots of books written and blog posts about AI just going rogue and killing everyone.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't get to that point. But for now, I see that AI can be a great support for developers, for all kinds of industries and communities. So I am excited for all that progress that is coming, and all the models, all the tools that are getting better and better every day.
Yeah, yes. Thank you for sharing. I would like to ask one last question, and I'm wondering how we will react on that one. Because I want you to share one story that you wish more people knew about you.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like the story how I became public speaker hopefully inspire people to do the same. And it doesn't have to be public speaking if you don't really want to do it. If you have another goal in mind, and you just hesitate of moving forward with that, how I was hesitating about public speaking, just remember advice that James gave me. You just do it once, and if you absolutely hate it, you don't have to do it ever again.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And that story was so inspiring. So thank you so much, Veronika, again, for sharing your journey and all these wonderful stories with us today. Really, these insights, your passion and your bravery for doing all this. It's really set a really powerful tone for the series. And for our audience, I would like to share that if you would like to reach out to Veronika, you can do so through LinkedIn. And also, if you want, you can just reach out through, through LinkedIn, through Veronika. But then I'll show you later some places where you can reach out to me as well if you want to have some questions. And Veronika, thank you so much for joining. You can stick around a little. I'm showing around the next session information. And let's see if I have that ready for you. So the next session is going to be with Priyanka. And ignore the date here. I messed up the date, but it's going to be in May. And let me check when is that going to happen. It's going to happen on the 20th of May, if I know correctly. Yes. And we will have Priyanka on stage, and she will take us through her own path into AI as well, and how her career has been shaped throughout her entire life, really. And I hope you are also excited about that story too. And I would like you to reach out through LinkedIn and follow me on Code with Eve Facebook page or on Twitter if you would like to learn more or keep yourself updated about the next session and when that's going to happen. And you can also always watch the recording on YouTube or Spotify. If you are on your way, you can just listen to us as well. And with that, I thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.